What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. We are pretty close to being caught up with all the side quests here. We just have 2 more locations before we can crack on with the main story. I suppose we'll start with Dalamil. Let's work our way across and then slide back up. Fair warning, I'm very tired today. I slept not so great last night. Just couldn't find myself getting to sleep. Brain wouldn't douche.
They did it.
I don't know if you guys ever struggle with that too. But we should be able to get caught up on this.
Stop it, Ren!
I'm excited to see where all this goes.
To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together. Since we brought everyone together?
Mr. Underhill did play a part.
Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too.
Oh yeah?
They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil. Because of
Lord
how he stopped
Lubor,
all
huh?
the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet.
I can see it.
If the people wish me to lead them, I shall.
Although wouldn't being the
First,
mayor
I
of the
want you to
city
build
or
a school
town be
so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders.
kind of the antithesis of your work in the shadows?
There may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon. May there indeed.
He's kind of like a secret agent here.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in
And being in the
putting
spotlight
aside
might
their
affect that a
differences
little.
and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have elected to take a similar approach.
You want me to go kill the
They
mayor
formed
of the
what one could
bandits?
call a League of Outlaws. And they grow more organized by the day.
But we'll fight them all off just like last
To
time.
be fair to them, that is
How many of
kind of
them
what the
there are?
hideaway is.
Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face.
How about I go deal with that
The longer
before
we
it
avoid
comes to
facing
that?
this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud.
I
By
agree.
finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more?
Absolutely. You point, I shoot. Or slash, in this case.
refuse? Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
You think I'm
Speak
amenable?
with him.
I might be amenable to certain kinds of wisdom, but
What's
in
the
general, I
difference
think I'm
between a
quite
lord
set in
and
my
a
ways, actually.
That's easy.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
The game hasn't let me express that much, because, for example, the slave trader, I think last episode or the one before, she would have been cooked. I wouldn't have sent her off to face justice. I would have just put her to justice like I did her bodyguards. That would have been taken care of out in the fields.
Victor.
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnus by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
He has a way of guiding people, I think.
What does he want you to do?
He
Murder
asked my
spree
aid
some
in bringing down
bandits.
the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which
Well,
camp
me
shall
and
I
Toggle
take?
can take care of most of it.
Upriver.
Just sit back and watch the
Just out there,
fireworks.
across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Hi ho, hi ho. Off to work we go. I know the sky is like post-apocalypse, but it's very pretty. It just looks like England. That's how England looks 90% of the year. And they consider it an apocalyptic sky. Congratulations, Wolves. You get to be my warm-up. Seems like we're doing pretty good. It's funny, video games are actually a pretty good way to tell how your quality of sleep was last night, because if it wasn't good, your performance dips way down. Take an impulse for me. Of course, now we've figured out how to make Gigaflow useful. That's all going to be a little better. Get my dodges a little warmed up too, reflexes. This game is actually putting me in the mood to play so many other games. It has elements of so many other games that I adore. Whenever I play this game, I'm just constantly in a mood of wanting to play like Dark Souls, The Witcher.
That must be the Camp Victor mentioned. Come on,
Dragon's Dogma. The game is constantly reminding me of other things I want to play after. Which I can't allow myself to get distracted, because I've been promising this Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play for a while now. Where is he? Space him out a little. A recent skill I've learned recently, actually, just mechanically, is this little attack. You might notice me doing that a lot to dodge enemies or space them out. That charged magic burst, if you jump when you do it, you can use that to avoid a lot of like vanilla attacks from enemies. There's a lot of verticality in the hitboxes here, so if something swipes at you, you can just hop over it. And when you do that jump power attack or magic burst, you get extra high. It makes it quite easy to avoid things you'd normally otherwise have to parry or move out. Plus, you get that spicy aerial combo, so...
Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor, is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalamil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years.
It makes sense why he'd be on point with Sid's cause.
If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
He's also saved them multiple times.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
Well, hopefully where we go from here is the town sees sense and sees that he's been looking out for them his entire life. He's the reason they still have a town. So, I mean, I'm a bearer too. I have magic house branded. They haven't turned their nose up at me. Been doing side quests for this town the whole game. This is the irony of this entire bearer situation.
Everyone knows.
They're more than happy to take the
I
product
made it a habit
and the
to keep a
assistance,
crystal close at hand for
but then they
just
don't want to
such an
give you what you
occasion.
deserve in return.
And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Well, I notice you both have crystals on your hips.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them.
I wonder why they use
To do
magic.
something, and quickly.
I'm gonna slap him in
Convince
his
the
mouth.
people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
Fortunately, I was going over there and slapping him in the mouth.
We should speak
Wouldn't
to
really
everyone.
do anything that'd just
Glad
make
you
it
agree.
worse.
I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern.
It's all learned
Make
behavior,
Conrad
and
and
so
Natalie remember who
you gotta learn his way out of it,
he
right?
is.
He's been
They
taught
know
in this society
you and
that
I are
bearers are
friends.
just tools, not really
I might
people,
not make the
subhuman.
most impartial of
And
interlocutors.
so they have to learn
Lord
over time
Undying
that they're
of
also
Randlar's
not.
League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can.
Of course, I'm sure the town will still be partaking in Lubor's steelworks, the swords and nails and everything he makes here.
Stay here with the children.
I'm sure they'll still
Can't promise anything.
gladly take part in that.
We'll try.
Of course, now they'll be less
That
willing to pay
is
for
all I
it,
can ask of you.
ironically. They probably feel a sense of entitlement to all that now.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
Knew all along that he was playing us for fools.
And we fell for it. We followed him.
You fell for
Forgive me
what?
for
Saving your
disturbing
own
you,
town?
but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was
Hey,
laughing
hey,
behind our
hey.
backs all the while.
He wasn't laughing
I'm
behind
sorry,
your
my
backs.
lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
You wouldn't trust him if he was honest.
Will you drive him from his home? Close
If he was
his
upfront
forge?
about being a bearer, they would have just confiscated all his goods.
That is a question for the people of Dalamil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
Well, you're welcome at the hideaway if these people want to piss it away and leave them to starve in the desert if they want to
Townsfolk
bite
had
the
made
hand
their
that
minds up.
feeds.
There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Fortunately for them, we just took care of that bandit problem, huh? So they have no threat on the horizon. That's a very convenient timing for them to all turn on him when they needed him moments ago, just not anymore.
I assume the situation is hopeless?
Oh, great.
There's still hope. But
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor,
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor.
What are you, the Dark Knight?
You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones, it is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
how could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
He's likely correct.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves?
Technically, they're throwing themselves to
You
the
were better
wolves.
than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Yeah, and then he sticks the knife in at the end just because he can.
Forget it. Do what you will.
There's some merit in what he's saying. He'll give the people something to be a united cause
I'm sure you're
against.
making the right choice, Lubor.
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing
Better than
out
to
that bandit
stay
camp.
and get strung up here by the people who think he's just a
I have packing
slave.
to do.
If there's anything I can do, anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
I would leave too. I mean, the people here are going to constantly spit at him and treat him with disdain. There's no reason to live the rest of your life like that. And he can also help them by giving them something to be as one against, right? Whether it's justified or not, I mean. People come together in times of crisis and wrongdoing, and if that's what these people need, then that's what they need, although they are kind of uniting for the wrong reasons. They're likely not going to change in their ways if they oust the man that saved their village time and time again over it. It doesn't bode well for the next bearer that they come across, but the next one won't be as wealthy and as influential as him. I doubt he'll even be allowed to leave, but he can, and it's not his problem ultimately, right? He did what he could for the village. I'm sure he'll still help from the outskirts too, and they'll just never know or never care. They'll scoff at him as they walk by, spit on the floor, probably. There isn't really an immediate fix to thoughts like that in a society. You kind of just, like those kids, they grew up with him, so they know bearers aren't all monsters. And so whenever they come across bearers, or if they get bearers of their own, hopefully not in the world that we're making, but if they did,
Take care.
they would treat the bearers a little better than the ones before them, and then that gets passed down generationally, and then eventually you end up in a better looking world. But no changes like that happen right away. It all takes time. Oh, we have these people.
The greater number of our order live among the masses, hidden in plain sight.
This faction is actually pretty
Even
cool.
here in Tabor, Our brothers and sisters pose as common folk. If any should reveal themselves to you, I beg you keep their true identity secret.
Of course. They all serve the Phoenix, and what he said by extension me too. Encyclopedia of Balastian Fabulosity. You got me. I don't know how to pronounce that. Pentateuch of the Crystalline Orthodoxy. The Legends of Gilbert and the Great Lender. The Collected Hymns of Griga.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Do I finally get to dungeon dive?
A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
Sounds perfect to me.
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
Was Titan's Wake always Titan's Wake, or has that been changed to that because we smoked Titan the? I wonder. We'll have to see. We'll walk the path and see where it goes.
Built around an airship. Sounds like another lost wing.
I'm curious on what Titan's Wake is exactly. Now, which way do we go here? It's inaccessible, so we're going left and then right.
Is it just as friendly?
Yeah, things like the bear situation, that's just generational, and you can make a difference. There's actually a quote in a movie, Coach Carter, that I always really appreciated, and I always butcher it when I try and rephrase it, so apologies for that. But in that movie, he says, well, not Coach Carter directly, but one of the characters of that movie say that when you show kindness or your own lie, so to speak, in a room, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Just by being yourself, you let other people know that they can too. And so that's accessible for the real world too, actually. If you show kindness and you show people that it's okay to be kind or whatever, like you can add whatever context you want to yourself, but if you do that, you'll be surprised how much it gets passed along. What is the term for that? Like passing it down, passing it along, something like that, with kindness and generosity. I believe in that. I think if you are good for somebody, they are way more likely to be good for the next person and the next person and so on and so forth. Pay it forward. Excuse me, not pass it on. It's pay it forward. That's the phrase for that. And I truly believe that. And so Lubor's kindness to those kids will be paid forward by those kids to somebody else, potentially another bearer. And then that bearer will, maybe he'll jump out of the bushes somewhere and save somebody from a bandit attack like Lubor did. All those things have reactions and consequences that you could never foresee. And it all gets paid forward somewhere, I believe. And I think when you have a chance to do kindness, you should, for that reason alone. You just never know. You don't know how it could affect somebody's day, how they could go on to affect someone else's day. Always pay kindness forward. Someone has been good to you, be good to them back, or be good to somebody else. And that's how you change things over time. Unfortunately, I didn't say that very eloquently. A mixture of tired brain and already being bad at rephrasing that, but still, I think I got the point across. Yeah, that ability chain has so much crowd control. Most things are just staggered and incapable of even touching you at that point. Well, this would be Titan's Elder. Have I fought one of you before? I don't know what you are, but hold the impulse. Easy for me. Now, a lot of times, this game will tell you that you can exploit a weakness with Giga Flare. Does anybody in the comments know what that means? That's actually really useful. Oh my god, you can perfect dodge with it. I didn't know you could do that. Oh my god, the time on that.
Already.
Okay, that changes everything. I did not know you could perfectly time a dodge with that to get permafrost. Okay. So we're practicing that. I thought Cold Snap was just Cold Snap. I had no idea. Like, that's what I thought we were cooking with. I wonder if it does any kind of bonus damage when they're frozen like that. I mean, even if it doesn't, that movement mode is just fun, man. I'm not gonna practice the dodge on the plans because it'll take too long and they take forever to attack. I would love to know if that works against bosses. Can I freeze a dragon with that? What are the limitations of that, I wonder? Does that freeze everything? Oh my god, it does. That's insane. That's so crazy. Again, the beauty of this game. Just learning things still like 80 hours deep. The evolution. Very good. So now I'm just wondering what point I really even have to use Phoenix Shift anymore. I'll take that. It's so good. You're gonna take a seat for me. I'm gonna rip diamond dust on this. His ass staggered. Got this. Giga flare. Sticky keys again. Oh, that's stuck there, is it? That's open. Bear with me, I'll get that out of here after this fight. Okay. Turn on sticky keys. No, I do not want to turn on sticky keys. Ring of the Demolitionist. Yeah, that is incredible now that I know I can cook with that. The perfect dodge permafrost is nuts. I think I might finally be able to drop Phoenix Shift. I don't know what I would do, because the tie and parry, eh. Mega Flare, maybe. Maybe we'll do Mega Flare. Could be interesting, I suppose. I already have a Will-o'-the-Wisp mastered, so it wouldn't matter. You still have a gap close with a Shiva one. It's not as good. Like, let's not lie about it. It's not as good, but it still works pretty effectively. Boy, toggle. Whoever came up with that idea of permafrost on a perfect dodge was a golden designer. It's the way I accidentally figured that out for me. Now, am I stupid? Let me see. Did I just miss the part of reading that explained that to me? Where is it? It's this, right? Precisely dodging an enemy attack with cold snap freezes all. I did. I just didn't read it. It's right there. Hold on. Let me go to Bahama for a second. Most abilities are unavailable while casting. Precisely dodging an attack is called a Mega Flare dodge. Executing a Mega Flare dodge rapidly fills the casting gauge. If timed properly, a Mega Flare dodge can be achieved when initiating Wings of Light. Taking damage cancels the spell. So if you dodge while you're in this, it immediately gives you charge to let these big ass flares down. Does the video demo this at all? No, it's just gonna let it cook. So there's a perfect dodge on Bahama too. That might change the worth of that ability to me, actually. Ah.
Oh no. You'll pay for this. They still be survivors.
I gotta do it perfectly. I'm getting too eager for it. Somebody swing. There we go. The cool part about Shiva too is it has such a good cooldown, I literally don't have to worry about if there's a boss next. It cools down so fast that I just don't have to be concerned for it.
It's over.
If there's a boss in 60 seconds, it'll be available for me again. Which is very cool. With a lot of the other subclasses, I've been having to worry about what's coming up next. With Shiva's abilities, they're all so fast, it's just, it is what it is. Use it if you got it, which is fun.
Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader. Too slow.
I was trying to get the perfect dodge on. There we go. That's very free. You can do it on bosses. Magnificent. See what's happening here. Can't see anything. That's bad positioning for me. That's the end of him. Nice. I feel pretty good. I think if I had had this combo, I might have been able to stop Odin's little press the attack situation, maybe.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not?
In the flesh.
We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks.
He's being very unkind
May the
to these
firebird's
people that
flame
just
burn
gave their
ever in your
lives for
heart,
him.
as it does in ours.
I understand they kind of threw their lives away at this fallen. They don't even look like they have weapons, but I mean, they're helping us.
To lay down your life for another, but for a survey.
Clive, they did that for us because we want information on Cyril. Or not Cyril, on Ultima. We should be grateful for that. We kind of spat that in their face. I didn't like the way that that encounter played out, actually. Maybe I missed something, but he seemed very... ungrateful is a good way to word it. He just seemed ungrateful. Talking about how their brothers all died, as he's saying that it didn't matter and nothing they did mattered. I mean, Cyril sent us there to pick that up, saying that it would be an honor for us to pick it up for the Undying. They would be honored to do it. We kind of just told them that their little mission doesn't mean anything. I get that zealots and we don't know much about them, but still.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
Scroll containing the preliminary findings of the Undying's ill-starred adventure into the ruins of Kretov, sealed with the wax imprint of the Phoenix Feather.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kretov. Losses which could have been avoided, had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, my lord. If you will permit me to respond, our faith in his grace, Joshua Rosfield, is absolute. And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have them not throw their lives away, but the fact that they are willing to and readily do so is, I mean, to be respected to a degree, right? So they cool down by 1.5 seconds. Meh. It has such a fast cooldown, 1.5 is not worth dropping the damage bonuses. Yeah, I think it's honorable what they do. Like, you could say it's misguided and it's kind of a cult and they don't need to throw their lives away. But the fact that they're so willing to is
Welcome.
to be respected to a degree. It's not like they're being lied to. Joshua's there in the flesh.
Of course.
And they've sworn oaths to serve him, and they'll do that no matter what. I think that's respectable. Of course, Clive doesn't see it that way because he's used to things that he can talk his way out of, or fight his way out of, or make decisions for the greater
Got
good
anything else for me?
in the way that he does. But it's more black and white for them.
Ah, not bad.
For them, it's not a matter of,
It's
I
a
don't
deal.
want to die here. For them, it's, I have a job to do. If I die doing said job, then it is what it is. That's how it is for them, right?
Go safely.
There is no alternative route for them. They do what they do, and if they die doing it, they die doing it. They are stalwart in the path forward. And the good news is, that does wrap up the last of the side quests we had to do. We are ready to crack on with the main story next episode now. So, since we're back at the hideaway, it seems like as good a time as any to wrap it on up. So, thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Final Fantasy. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Pet your animals.